I am on a guided tour. I don't have much to say about the tour guide. He's a little odd, but we'll explain more later.
Our left front here, we have the all located in the northwest
Canadian
section, many
Embassy.
along a stretch called Embassy Road.
Over 120 embassies.
Massachusetts Avenue. Now, along Massachusetts Avenue is where you'll find the Naval Observatory, where the Vice President's home is located. News from around the nation.
Well, that's cool.
Very into the block there, you'll see a building with large columns. That is the American Art Museum / National Portrait Gallery. They have the largest collection of presidential portraits outside of the U.S. Capitol. Building completed in 1829. This is another reason we have an extremely enormous amount of traffic.
Trump Hotel coming. 2016.
Now we're going to ride through the downtown section of Washington.
The biggest store downtown, Washington, is Macy's. And
everybody moves throughout the whole
and a
city
Marshall's.
today.
Other than that, there aren't pretty big
There's
stores
no
downtown.
city, there's no part of the
smaller
city
ones.
that is sectioned off.
Wax Museum.
They call these museums are private museums, so therefore those costs are free to enter. Now Pennsylvania Avenue is the second widest street in the United States, next to Canal Street, which is located in New Orleans. You all been to New Orleans?
Yes.
So this
Ronald
has 7
Reagan
floors
Building
below
and
ground
International
7
Trade
above.
Center.
To my right, the building with the flags coming out, that is the Warner Palace, or the Warner Theater. That is where they have ballet, off-Broadway, and musicals, opened up in 1934. To my right here, we have Freedom Plaza. This is where Martin practiced his speech for the March on Washington. And this is also where they hold local protests and marches for the city of Washington. During the summer months, they have a concert every Friday evening. And September, that just passed, they had ballroom dancing out here Saturday night through the whole month.
Got off the bus and gonna go see the White House, but we are in front of the U.S. Treasury Department. Secretary of the Treasury, Albert Gallatin. Back in 1761 to 1849. And Secret Service. I'm not sure which section of the White House this is. We came up to the other side of the White House yesterday. This is the north side of the White House. Flag flying at half-mast for those lives lost in France this past week. Lots of security around the White House. Even the dog. The dog Secret Service. War is not the answer. Peace. Stay the course. This will happen to you. White House, 24 hours a day. Anti-nuclear peace vigil. Since 1981, maintained by Conception versus Thompson.
4 days a week. I do 13, 2 days a week, and 1 day I do 9. So that one day I do 9, I get grocery shopping done.
Okay.
I cook and I put things in storage in the freezer. So the other days, just come back and heat them quick, because.
But somebody take over from you?
Yeah. There's always something good.
Okay.
It can't be abandoned. And
It cannot be abandoned. Okay.
Washington Monument.
To the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln had to pay the Union troops. When they did complete it and they opened up in the 1860s, it had a steam elevator. The steam elevators were a new invention, deemed unsafe for women and children. They had to walk the 897 stairs and then would serve wine and cheese on that 15-minute ride up.
This is the World War II Memorial. Pacific at Atlantic. This is pretty cool. And right crossing the Washington Monument. We are coming to see the Jefferson Memorial. I'm by myself today. Michelle is at a conference speaking, and I'm going to go see her present this afternoon. But she had to be at the conference for other reasons, so I'm on my own for a little bit here. So I'm going to just take over. This is like a basin of water that when the Potomac River, during bad weather, during lots of rain and snow and stuff, it rises, and this is like an over catch for that, a basin. Looks like the sun's trying to come out. Yay! What a great area. Right on the water, across from the Washington Monument, we have the Jefferson Memorial. And I want to walk up those stairs and go see it. Thomas Jefferson. That is a huge statue. Thomas Jefferson, 1743, 1826. We have beautiful sights. Thomas Jefferson Memorial.
Located in that building, 5 levels, 5 sides, 17 miles of corridor.
Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. So Martin Luther King, on the side of his monument here, it says, out of the mountain of despair, a stone of hope. So this is a stone carved for hope. And boy, what an important man he was. What an awesome guy that did so much. Thank you, MLK. We are coming up to Franklin D. Roosevelt's monument. All these monuments cost like millions and millions of dollars to build. And they're all out of stone, but they're amazing how much they depict the person. And they look like the person. And this looks like it's a bronze statue. And he is sitting on a wheelchair. Eleanor Roosevelt said that Franklin's illness gave him strength and courage he had not had before. He had to think out of fundamentals of living and learn the greatest of all lessons, infinite patience and never-ending persistence. And he did. It's amazing how sometimes something like that turns around your life and you view things differently and appreciate and have gratitude for things differently than if you were well and able. I mentioned something a little earlier about the bus driver tour guide being a little different, but I mean, he's okay. I've had better. It was really weird because when I came up to the bus, there were 2 women in the bus, and it was about 10 minutes before the tour was going to start, and he was sleeping. And I got on the bus, and it was really hot in there. And I said, you know, it's really hot in here. And I said, can you turn the air down? It's really hot in here. And he said, well, you can take your clothes off. And I thought, well, that is weird. And so I opened the window, and he shut the air off, and he opened the door. And he just seemed like really tired and really out of it. And I was sort of afraid about the tour. It's a really small group. There's only 3 of us. But he's just okay, I'd say. But at least he seems to know his facts, and I am seeing a lot, so, and the price was good. So here we go to the next stop. Seems like everywhere we go, we see the Washington Monument. It's the Lincoln Monument. Still going up the steps. Up the steps to Lincoln. Almost there. Aha. And this temple, as in the hearts of the people, for whom he saved the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever. Awesome. We are coming up to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and there's a wall that has thousands and thousands and thousands of names. Just to give you a view from afar, because I'm running out of battery, and I did not heed Michelle's advice and get a backup battery with me. This is a statue of nurses, one applying pressure to a soldier's chest during the war, and one looking down in disbelief, and the other looking up. In the Korean War, it shows how many were dead, missing, captured, and wounded. And it says freedom is not free. Driving by Arlington Cemetery.
The two children.
400,000 people buried here.
Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy.
In memory of the United States Marine Corps, who given their lives to the country. That is an iconic statue. Tour done. Now I'm heading to get some lunch. I heard Luke's Lobster in DC is the best for lobster rolls. So here I go. Half a lobster roll and clam chowder.